What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and of course, I'm beaming because I love talk about preserving yourself. My mother was big on self-care, and growing up, she taught me so much about the way that you take care of yourself today is going to reflect in how you look and how you feel on tomorrow. My mother is in her 70s, but people always assume she's much more youthful and younger than what she is, and that's because she's put so much into taking care of herself and preserving where she can. And look, it's not all about what you look like. I know I titled it 10 ways to look 10 years younger. But what I mean by that is also maximizing on the things that you have right now. It's not about looking like you did when you were 15, 25, 35, 40 and beyond. It's about you being the best you can right now. We don't want that face card to ever decline. And we also want to make sure we're taking care of that body, hair, skin, everything in between so that we look the best for us. Other people benefit because we're doing it for us, okay? It feels so much better when I know I've put in the work on myself for me to be my best. So when I look in the mirror, I see what's reflecting at me and know that I feel my best as well. So I also want to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments some of the things that you're doing to take the best care of yourself. And also let us know down below some of the things you need to work on because your sisters and brothers in this community can also help. Make sure you check the description box to figure out some of the things that I'm using these days that really help me with this aging journey that I'm normalizing. All right, y'all, let's get into this video. I had to learn to watch for real toxins in my foods and track my vitamins. Over the years, I would notice I would have ups and downs in eating excess carbs, processed sugars, as well as trans fats. And what this led to is high levels of pimples and acne, dark marks and scars, increased hidradenitis suppurativa, as well as eczema, which I struggle with. And something else I noticed is that I would need to keep an eye on those vitamin deficiencies. And those would also kick in with some problems. And so I started to make sure, and I've shared this with y'all before, that I was going to the doctor yearly and asking for specific blood panels that included all of my major vitamins and others. This is super important because those deficiencies played a big part in how I looked and how I felt. I've actually experienced low levels of vitamin D, and that was a mess. I was tired, couldn't sleep, had achiness, and I also had a big bout of pneumonia at the time that I was at my lowest. So now I look at my blood levels and I look at all vitamins, but I'm really big on A, C, D, and E. A is good for antioxidants and fighting wrinkles. Think sweet potatoes, spinach, carrots, and mangoes. C helps to create collagen and fight free radicals. Bell peppers, citrus fruits, Brussels sprouts, and even broccoli and strawberries fit here. E protects from free radicals and helps the body store vitamin A. Think nuts, seeds, and vegetable oils. And D helps to fight acne and infections. Natural sources are from mushroom, fish, and eggs. Now I like to take the pill form and also lately some of the liquid forms, and I'm going to share some of my favorites down below in the description box if you're interested in some of those vitamins. This is a sensitive one, but I have to be very careful about my facial hair and removing it. And I will never shame anybody who doesn't want to do it, but I'm a young baby werewolf, okay? And those of y'all that have been around for a very long time know that I can grow hair anywhere and fast. So therefore my motto is remove, okay? As we age, hormones can imbalance in the body, which can cause facial hair and other body hair to be more prominent in areas it never was or that it's always been. And there's so many options out there. Shaving, creams, waxes, medications, as well as laser hair removal. And I've used several or all of them. However, I prefer waxing, shaving, as well as dermaplaning. I have a routine that doesn't cause me irritation, so I stick with it. And I find that doing this, even after dermaplaning, my facial products and other products sit into my skin so much better and they penetrate well. I also pluck any extra hairs from my brows, and also I trim those nose hairs. You don't cut them all the way off, but I trim them. I also have friends that swear by laser hair removal. It works well for them. Again, it's a personal choice, but very thick hair, especially on our faces, can cause us to age ourselves even earlier. I have to make sure that I'm working with skincare routines that work for 2023 and not 2013. Probably struck a nerve with that one, okay? Now, it's a blessing being here with y'all because it keeps me on top of my game of figuring out the things that work best for my skin that I can share with you. Now, if I was still using that old skincare routine, then my skin would be in the toilet. My current issues are often hyperpigmentation and eczema, but building my skincare routine still consists of the same key and core effectiveness and setup. My cleansers, I have staples that are really good for deep cleaning and also everyday cleaning. Exfoliants, I usually use either a chemical exfoliant or a light physical exfoliant. Toners, I like to focus on dark marks and scars and brightening of the skin. And treatments, I often rotate. So I love hyaluronic acid for moisturizing the skin, vitamin C for helping with dullness, hyperpigmentations, dark marks, and scars, AHA and BHA, which helps to gently exfoliate the skin and also remove it of a lot of those clogged pores and other things that could be issues. Hyperpigmentation, that is good, like those creams that are good for dark marks and scars, and serums also fit into this. And I'm also loving retinoids for that. Salicylic acid, because I still get acne. Okay, so I have to really control that as well. And retinol, which is great for anti-aging and overall light exfoliation and rejuvenation overnight. Eye creams and moisturizers, which help with brightening of those dark marks and things that happen underneath the eyes. I look for eye creams that have certain ingredients. Vitamin C, collagen, and caffeine, which help with puffiness of the eyes. And sunscreen help to protect from hyperpigmentation. Even if you have darker hues, you need to be using a sun protection of at least 30 SPF or more. During the day, I focus on protection from the sun, and at night, I focus on rejuvenation and brightening of the skin. I drink so much water, so much so I have to pee all the time, and I change my pillow shams at least 2 to 3 times a week. Yes, I wash them. And if these things don't help as much as you would like, seek help from a doctor. A great dermatologist could do you a world of good with putting together a good system that works for you. I have to make sure that my eyes are in focus. As we age, the area that shows the most age is the area around the eyes. The skin is so thin and it's easy to wrinkle. And so we have to make sure that we treat it because it has a rapid loss in collagen in that area. I like to make sure that I'm washing it very gently and not fighting with it. I use cleansing balms and cleansing cloths and cleansing agents in order to get things off from around my eyes easily. I also watch the way that I wash my skin. So I'm washing upwards or rinsing upwards and also applying other items upwards so that I'm not dragging my skin down. And I really love eye masks and other masks that contain like hyaluronic acid because it's going to put that moisture back into the skin or help with that. And I don't overplace makeup, especially powders around the eyes because it highlights any creases or crow's feet or wrinkles. And here recently, and even for the past few years, I've been really diligent about adding collagen into my diet. The Bellway Beauty Supplement is made with collagen and fiber to help improve skin from the inside out. And I'm happy to say that they are the sponsor of today's video. The fiber helps to detoxify and prevent breakouts. This helps to improve the way that our body absorbs nutrients, which will naturally help with nails, hair, and skin. And as we know, fiber helps us to feel fuller, longer, which could help with weight management. It's organic, all natural, keto, paleo friendly. It has non-GMO ingredients and it's sugar-free. I usually add it to my smoothie or just water. It's flavored with real fruit, so it tastes like fruity lemonade. I even have the Bellway Super Fiber with fruit. That focuses on helping me keep my gut healthy, and it also helps to reduce the bloat. It too is made with real fruit, and it actually tastes amazing. They also carry the Fiber Plus Greens vegan and kosher capsule. And if you're interested, I have a special offer for you. Use my code BRWN25 or BRWN25 at checkout. You'll get 25% off your first order at Bellway. Again, use code BRWN25 to get 25% off your first order at Bellway. Over the years, I've come to realize and respect brows are everything. They help to shape and form and define the face. And this was a problem for me because I had thick brows growing up and I grew to hate them. So I would pluck and tweeze them to bald brow heaven, and it simply was not cute. Talk about aging myself quickly. I let them grow back many years ago, and from that I learned that light maintenance is best. I went from waxing to even threading, and now I just simply remove loose hairs here and there at home on my own, so they've been able to fill back in. Now, whenever I put on makeup, I literally just put on a brow gel to hold them in place and put on just a little bit of pencil in order to define them just lightly because they're already thick. I also, for those of y'all that are my OGs, know that I swear by Grand Brow and Grand Lash. I've used them for years, probably since they came out in like 2012 or something like that. I also love castor oil, not because it helps my brows to grow, but it helps to protect them at night. So I just feel like it's nourishing them and helping to protect them to growth. I also noticed through that my brows don't shed as much, they don't come out as much, and they maintain a thicker and more youthful appearance without looking overbearing. I try to take the best possible care of my hair. As we get older, our hair changes. Sometimes the texture changes, it grays, it thins, it breaks off, and we have to be extra careful with it. I ensure that I engage in my supplements, and I try to be extra careful about the way that I treat my hair. And as y'all see and know, I have color treated hair, which is done by a professional. And this was a way for me to keep my grays at bay, which I don't mind grays, but I want my hair to be all gray if it's gonna be gray. But this is just a way to keep them jazzy and have some little nice highlights in my head while I have a cute little color going on. But it also keeps me on top of my trims, protein treatments, and moisture treatments as well. I engage in a lot of this at home as well, but I know I have to invest a bit into my hair. So I love things like Olaplex, which is a reconstructor, which helps with the bonds of my hair. I also like deep conditioners and conditioners like It's a 10, which help with keeping my hair nice and moisturized and fat and juicy, as I like to call it. And so I have to engage in taking care with those types of things. I also detangle regularly and lightly to watch for stressed hair and any extra breakage. And I get protective styles, but not the kind that snatched all my edges clean out of my head when I was younger, because they're not growing back the way that they used to. I try to get things that are a shorter term style that actually look good and complement my current style. I also try to keep them shorter so that my hair doesn't tangle and mat, and I'm able to keep up with my treatments. I linked some of my favorite shampoos and conditioners and treatments down below, but y'all probably already know some of those. But taking care of your hair is everything, because it's the thing that frames your face. Just find you a hairstyle that works for you, that looks good on you, even if it's a longer term protective style that you know protects your hair, because not every protective style really keeps your hair intact. You want things that help you to keep from shedding as much hair as possible, especially as we age. Dressing and accessorizing well is a part of me feeling and looking more youthful as well. I tend to dress for where I am and where I'm going, but I can't dress like I used to when I was going out to the club and when I was an eye candy model, because mama was an eye candy model. I can still look cute and polished, but with a grown-up vibe. I wear dresses that are flattering and even slacks and leggings. I try to find ways to add staple jewelry that is not too over the top, but leaves a statement and also shows my personality. And I watch for how my nails are groomed. Y'all know I love me some good old nails, but I love things that support my personality and colors that complement my skin tone. I love abstract art on my nails that is very interesting and eloquent or elegant. All in all, I dress for my body, try to look flattering in my clothing so that I look and feel my most confident. I move as much as I possibly can, and I know that life can get busy, but it's important that we make a point to move outside of that busyness. Regular exercise is research-based and is shown to decrease aging on the outside even more than most things, and you'll feel better inside and outside. Beyond exercising at least 30 minutes a day, I try to make sure that I'm moving regularly. I try to stand instead of sitting at my desk all day. I go out for regular walks and get at least 10,000 steps in a day. And I track all of this using my Apple Watch, which I love. Overall, I just feel better in my body. My mother has always been really heavy about this one, but I had to learn how to reduce stress levels in my life as much as possible, because stress just ain't worth it. It will not only make you look and feel older, but it will also help you gain weight quick. It will consume you, and you have to consider you in order to keep you. There's been many times in my life where I've had to remove people, places, and things in order for me to function better. Having longer periods of stress is known to shrink portions of our brain. It can cause issues with abilities to learn and also sustain attention. The truth is, life comes with ups and downs, but we have to sustain balance as much as we possibly can. If you know that certain things cause your heart to move unlike it should, You gotta find some solutions for limiting your time around those things. I found stress in even starting to tell people no or staying away from certain things as well. But at best, I had to learn to limit contact. A few things to lower stress right now include avoiding consuming too much caffeine, taking a deep breath, exercising regularly, maintaining a good diet and remembering what you're thankful for, and taking a break whenever you can. I have some books that I love on things that really help you to stop caring so much, and they're linked down below and also in my Amazon store. I try new things often so I don't get stale and stagnant. When you stop being active spiritually, mentally, and physically, age settles in. As I learn more, my brain stays super sharp and the neurons in my brain stay firing. And just because I'm getting older doesn't mean I have to stop doing things. Baby can still break down a dance floor, okay? I try to try new things almost every day, but definitely every week and month to keep this mind sharp and on top. Y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. We are all aging, but we can do it gracefully and be our best at it, okay? Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. And also thank you to our sponsor today, Bellway, who has given us a code. So use code BROWN or BRWN25 and get 25% off your first order at Bellway. Check all the information in the description box. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace.